Hello. Welcome. If you're here and you can hear me okay, let me know in the chat. And we'll go ahead and get started. Good morning. Erica, good morning. Have to get the readers down. Okay, so Finn is ready. Come on. We're going to get started on a nice 30-minute flow. For me, it's to start my day. Maybe for you, it's in the middle of the day or in the evening. We're keeping it simple. We're just going through the basics, moving with your body, and allowing yourself to have a good practice. My cat is attacking my pen. All right. So let's go ahead and arrive on our mat. Oh. Thank you, Erica. Okay. Make your way to your mat and come to a comfortable seated position, maybe with one ankle in front of the other. Your sit bones attached to the earth, shoulders away from your ears. And start to come into contact with your breath here. Starting your inhales and your exhales in and out of your nose as we get ready to start our practice. Maybe as you inhale, you're filling up your belly, ribs, and chest. And as you exhale, releasing that air from your belly, your ribs, and your chest. Continuing that breath. And I can offer as an intention today to have that breath and that movement together. I want to take a second to acknowledge and thank Chris and Cindy for donating last week. I am a yoga teacher for my job, and so all donations really help. And I try to add a class whenever I get a donation. So if you have anything that you would like to see at the end of this class, just mention it in the chat or send me a message. Continuing to breathe here. And to begin our breath and movement practice, maybe you flutter your eyes open or maybe you keep them closed. Either way, on your next inhale, reach your arms up toward the sky. And as you exhale, bring your right hand down by your right hip and allow yourself to reach over to the right side. And then on your next inhale, reach all the way up. Arms reaching toward the sky, shoulders away from your ears. And as you exhale, release your left hand down and tip over to your left. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale over to your right, maybe a little bit further this time. Maybe bending your right elbow. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale over to the left. Inhale up. Both arms reaching up, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale over to the right. Maybe reaching out a little bit further, keeping both sit bones on the ground. And again, inhale, reaching up. Exhale over to your left. And again, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, turning toward your right. Right arm maybe comes behind, left arm comes across. Staying here for a moment. Inhaling and lengthen up your spine. Use your breath to help your movement. And as you exhale, maybe turning over toward your right a little bit more. And on your next inhale, sweep your fingertips up as your chest comes forward. And as you exhale, rotate over to your left. Left arm behind, right arm across. Staying here. Have your inhale help you lengthen your spine up. And your exhale maybe twisting you a little bit further to your left. And on your next inhale, sweep your fingertips up as your chest comes forward. Bring your palms together above you. And as you exhale, lower your hands heart center. On your next inhale, sweep your fingertips out and up, bringing your palms together again. And as you exhale, hands heart center. And one more time, inhale, reaching your fingertips up, bringing your palms together. Exhale your hands down toward your heart. Take a moment here with your thumbs at your heart space, noticing that heartbeat, noticing any changes that have already started to happen with your practice today. And then go ahead and release. Make your way onto your hands and your knees in a tabletop position. I like to have a blanket underneath my knees to support them. Bringing your hands right below your shoulders. Your knees are going to be right below your hips. Maybe your tops of your feet are down on the ground behind you. And as you inhale, fill up your belly with air as it reaches down to the ground. You're creating that curve in your back. Roll your shoulders back. Your seat goes up. Your gaze goes up to where the ceiling meets the wall. And then as you exhale, press into the earth as you start to round your spine. Separating your shoulder blades, your head comes in between your upper arms, you looking back at your feet. And continue this breath with this movement, going at your own pace. Inhaling, belly comes down, shoulders go back, seat goes up, dipping, making a dip in your back. And exhale, rounding your spine, pressing into the earth, looking back. Continue this for 3 more rounds at your own pace, exploring that breath and movement connection, vinyasa. Adding any kind of organic movement, feeling free to stay in any pose that your body is asking for you to stay in. As always, I am a guide in your practice here. Your movements are your own. Connecting with your own breath. And when you've completed your 3 rounds, go ahead and come back to center and then reach your right toes to the back of the mat, curling your toes under. Shift your shoulders forward and back. Waking up that leg, waking up that ankle. You may have heard that. That was mine. And then square your hips toward the mat. Reach your opposite fingertips, your left fingertips, up toward the front of the mat. And again, on your next inhale, lengthen out your spine and maybe reach that back foot up and your left arm next to your left ear. Your gaze is down, trying to balance the weight on your right hand and your left knee and top of your shin. Continuing to breathe here. Inhales are letting you lengthen your spine. Exhales, your core comes in. Feeling that strength. One more breath here. And then release your hand down, release your knee down. Reestablish your table. When your next inhale comes, reach your left toes back. Shift your shoulders forward and back as those curls are turned underneath you. And as you come to stillness, you're squaring your hips toward the mat. Right fingertips come up toward the front of the mat. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. You can either keep your toe and fingertips down,
or maybe lifting that back foot up, right arm next to right ear. Your gaze stays down so that you keep a nice long spine. Continuing to breathe here. Inhaling, you're still inhaling with movement. Your belly is filling up with air. You're lengthening. And as you exhale, your belly is coming in, and you're really feeling yourself pressing into the earth with that left hand and maybe your right knee, trying to find your balance. And then release down. Hand comes below your shoulder, knee comes below your hip. Beautiful. On your next inhale, again, reach your right leg back and then reach it up, toes pointed down toward the ground. And then lift that right leg up, rainbow it over behind your left side. So you're curling your toes under, goes over toward your left side. Maybe gaze back at that right foot, going back, looking over your left shoulder. And then on your next inhale, raise that foot back up, and then take your leg directly out from your hip and place it down. And then very gently bring your hands in toward your body. Your seat is going back only as far as it makes sense for you, just allowing a little bit of a half child pose stretch here. Sorry. Trying to save my notebook from being eaten by my cat. On your next inhale, shift your hips back up. Bring that knee back underneath your hip. And then reach your left toes back. Shift forward and back again. Raise that foot up. And bring it over, across to your right side. Look back towards your left foot. Looking over your right shoulder. And then on your next inhale, reach that leg up and bring it to the outside of your left hip. And then start to bring your hands in toward your body. Your seat goes back. Just finding a little bit of stretch here. And then shift forward, bring that knee back underneath. Coming back into your tabletop. I think my cat wants attention right now. Come on, Fin. And then from here, we're going to find our first downward facing dog of the day. Curl your toes under, press your hands into the earth, gripping with your fingertips, and then lift your seat up. You can keep your knees nice and bent here so you can really feel that lengthening of your spine as you press your chest toward your thighs. Your seat is up. Bend one knee and release the opposite heel toward the earth, and then shift to the other side, walking the dog, lowering the opposite heel, bending the opposite knee, going back and forth, whatever pace feels good for you, waking your body up here, getting ready for our flow. Coming to stillness, maybe allowing your heels to reach down toward the earth, finding where they want to land today. And on your next inhale, look to the front of your mat, in between your hands. And as you exhale, start to tiptoe your feet toward your hands at the front of the mat. Your seat goes up. Maybe you have to raise your heels of your hands as your feet come forward. Your knees are nice and bent when you get to your forward fold. Let your head hang. Look back behind you. Belly and thighs are touching here. On your next inhale, raise your shoulders up halfway. Press your hands into your shins or your thighs, keeping the crown of your head forward, your nose facing down, shoulders away from your ears, making a straight line from the top of your head to your sit bones. And as you exhale, bend your knees and forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, reaching your fingertips up high. And exhale, hands, heart, center, bringing your thumbs to your heart space. Again, I like adding stillness and movement.
And then release your hands and find your mountain at the front of your mat. Your feet are parallel to the sides of your mat. Your body is stacked. Your knees are above your ankles. Your hip bones are right above your knees. Shoulders rolled back. Palms open to the front of your mat. Mountain. On your next inhale, sweep your fingertips up high. And as you exhale, fold forward from your hips, bending your knees as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the ground. Bring your feet to the back of the mat, finding your plank. Straight line from the crown of your head to your sit bones. Inhale and shift your shoulders forward, maybe coming onto your toes. And then as you exhale, coming into your chaturanga, you can lower your knees here or leave them raised. Either way, bend your elbows back toward your feet, lowering down. And then scoop your chest forward, roll your shoulders back, bring your hands forward. Shoulders are just above your elbows and your chest reaches forward. This is Sphinx. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, curl your toes, maybe come to your knees and then raise your seat, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat. Exhale as you step your feet toward your hands, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Reach your fingertips up high. Exhale, hands, heart, center. Again, breathing with movement. Inhale, reaching your fingertips all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, knees bent. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders even with hips. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, feet go to the back of the mat, plank. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, scoop your shoulders back, maybe bring your hands forward, elbows in toward your ribs, pressing up into baby cobra this time, or you can do Sphinx. Exhale, bring your chest forward and down, hands come back underneath your shoulders, curl your toes, come to your knees, raise your seat, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat, and exhale as you step your feet toward your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Reach your fingertips up high. Exhale, hands, heart, center. And again, inhale, reaching up high, spine lengthening. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, feet to the back of the mat, plank. Inhale, shift your shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, lower down, halfway or all the way. And then as you inhale, your hips go down, shoulders go back, press into your cobra or up dog. Shoulders still away from the ears. On your next exhale, flip your toes, raise your seat, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of the mat, and exhale as you step your feet toward your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your shoulders up as your fingertips reach up toward the sky. Maybe take your gaze up. And then exhale, hands, heart, center. Take a moment to notice the changes in your heartbeat, in your breath pattern. Release your hands down into mountain. Roll your shoulders back. Feel the opening of your chest, allowing your lungs that space to breathe. On your next inhale, reach your hands up toward the sky, palms facing each other. And as you exhale, bend your knees, bringing your seat back behind you, finding your chair. Looking down, making sure you can see your toes. And then as you inhale, straighten your legs, straighten your arms, coming up to standing. Exhale, sweep down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And this time, bring your right foot to the back of the mat, coming into a runner's lunge. Take a breath here. And on your next inhale, raise your shoulders over your hips, coming into crescent. Your back leg is straight and strong. Heel is pointing up toward the sky. Your shoulders are above your hips. Your knee is still bent and tracking over toward your pinky toe. It should be not falling in toward the center of your mat. Take a breath here. On your next exhale, just start to straighten that front leg. Notice the feeling there. And then as you exhale, next time, bend into that front knee. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, bend. And one more time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen your spine up. On your next exhale, rotate your back heel and open up into Warrior Two. Front knee stays bent. Looking over your front fingertips towards your bent knee, your left knee. And then from here, go ahead and start to straighten that front leg. Exhale, bend into the front knee, keeping your shoulders right above your hips. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. This time on an inhale, reach your arms up, straightening the front leg. And exhale, open, bending the front knee, coming into Warrior Two. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, reach your shoulders forward, flip the front palm, and then as you exhale, tip back, front knee stays bent, right arm comes down your right leg or curls at the small of your back, and your left arm is next to your left ear. And then as your inhale comes the next time, open up into Warrior Two, shift your shoulders forward, lower your left arm onto your left thigh, right arm next to right ear, side angle. Now inhale, sweeping your fingertips up, shoulders comes over your hips, tipping back into your reverse warrior. Inhale, reaching up and forward, lowering down into your side angle. Next inhale, sweeping your fingertips up, tipping back, reverse warrior. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale, find your side angle. Beautiful. Inhale from here, bringing your shoulders up, straighten that front leg. And then bend into that front knee, rotate that back heel up, bring both fingertips up toward the sky, coming into your crescent. When your next exhale comes, bring your hands down to your mat on either side of your foot. And then bring that back foot in to meet the front, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Exhale, hands, heart, center. Now this time, inhale, sweep your fingertips up. I'm going to move to the other side of the mat, so I'll face you. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands. Bring your left foot this time to the back of the mat. And on your next inhale, sweep your fingertips up, shoulders above your hips. Exhale, start to straighten that front leg. Take a breath here. Inhale as you lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend into that front knee.
Inhale, straighten that front knee. Exhale, bend into that front knee. Inhale, straighten that front leg. And exhale, bend into that front knee. Take a breath here. Inhale, reaching your spine up. And as you exhale, rotate your back heel, open your wings, looking over your right fingertips. And then as you inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straight. Exhale, bend. This time, inhale, straighten the leg, sweep your fingertips up. And exhale, bend your knee, find your warrior two. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward, flip that front palm. Exhale, tip back, reverse warrior, front knee stays bent. Inhale, sweeping forward, release your right arm onto your right thigh, left arm next to left ear, side angle. Inhale, sweeping up and back, coming into reverse warrior. And exhale. And on your next inhale, sweep up, forward, side angle. Inhale, sweeping all the way up. Left arm comes back, right arm comes up. And then inhale, reaching forward, side angle one more time. Breathe out. And on your next inhale, sweeping up, starting to straighten that front leg. Exhale, bend. On your next inhale, rotate the back heel up, fingertips come up, coming into your crescent. Exhale, bring your hands down. Bring that back foot up to meet the front, coming into a forward fold. Really bending your knees here, reaching to opposite elbows, shifting back and forth. And then coming to stillness. On your next inhale, raise your shoulders up halfway, lengthening out your spine. And then as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up as you come to standing. And exhale, hands, heart, center. From here, make your way down to your mat. Starting out with your feet in bound angle. So your feet are together in front of you. Butterfly pose, this is known as well. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, fold toward your feet. Lengthening out your spine and then maybe bringing your chin in toward your chest. Taking a nice deep inhale. And then exhale through your mouth. And again, inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Press your hands into the ground and make your way up. Bring your hands back behind you. Point your knees up toward the sky, maybe bringing your feet a little bit farther apart. Do a few windshield wipers here by shifting your knees to both sides of your mat. Make your way down onto your back with your knees pointed up, feet down on the ground, hands to your sides. As you exhale, raise your hips up toward the sky. Your knees are tracking forward, they're parallel, your thighs are parallel. Maybe your shoulder blades are tucked underneath your upper back, your gaze stays up. On each exhale, maybe your hips raise just a tad higher.
And on your exhale, lower your hips down to the ground. Sway your knees from side to side to release your back. As you're ready, bring your knees in toward your chest, maybe reaching onto your knees and making some circles. Give your back a nice little massage. And then from here, reach your arms out to the sides. And as you exhale, release your knees over to the right side for a twist. Maybe lifting your head and looking over toward your left fingertips. Breathe. As your next inhale comes, bring your knees above your chest, and exhale, release them over to the other side. And from here, bring your knees above your chest. Maybe give yourself one more big hug. Maybe bring your forehead toward your knees. Tighten everything up. And then as you exhale, release down into your Shavasana. I've went over time. I want to be respectful of your time if you are planning an only 30-minute class, which I love. If you would like more of these 30-minute classes, let me know. I appreciate any kind of donation that is available for you, or a nice heart to let me know that you enjoyed this practice. I will be having a stretch in Savasana here in about a half an hour or less, just at over the top of the hour. And good morning, Tanya. And I hope to see you all again, and remembering to focus in on your breath throughout the day, bringing you back to your own body and back to your own self. Have a peaceful and powerful day. I'm so grateful for all of you. Namaste.